whatever he chose to say, maybe he wasn't thinking. And I think that's why he issued that apology. And he's a dear, dear friend. And I think he was very concerned that, it affected all of us. And he clarified it, so it's done. People consuming Malayalam cinema changed for the better. It's so market-driven. Like, if we are told this kind of story, we can only afford this kind of budget, then we'll kind of figure that out to do it in that kind of budget. I think all of us starting out, we have so many goals that we want to reach. I want to reach this level, I want to reach there. I want to do this kind of cinema, I want this kind of market and opening and digital value and all this nonsense. But sometimes that affects your choices and then you're not maybe enjoying the art as much. So I think if you lose all of those shackles and you're just doing this for the love of it, all these other things that you're seeking will come. I'm a little tired of this cute boy thing. Also, I'm turning grey. I turned 40. At like 40 plus, you're not really cute anymore. So I'm like, let me stop milking that. Let me see what else I can do.
Hi, this is Samina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and today I want to know what is King of Kotha. So let me welcome the entire team who is going to explain me the term King of Kotha. So welcoming Aishwarya, Dulquer and Shabbir on Zoom channel.
Thank you.
Nice to have all of you. What is King of Kotha?
So Kotha is a fictional town. I think this film, we didn't want to set it in any one place. It had to be fictional in the sense that the town had to be a little lawless, so you can do all this action and stabbing and crime and stuff. So I guess the directors came up with this town, they came up with this name. And I know the name is a little strange in different languages, but I didn't want to change the name for each language, so we kind of stuck with it. And now I think it has become the brand of the film. So I guess King of Kotha is about some person who's going to, or is ruling that town.
But Dulquer, going by your face, you look such a cute guy who would not be into violence and all that. And then here you are, you're doing all these violent scenes and all. What encourages you to do something like this? And after Chup also, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a little tired of this cute boy thing. Also, I'm turning grey. I turned 40. At like 40 plus, you're not really cute anymore. So I'm like, let me stop milking that.
Contrary to a common actor behavior.
Let me see what else I can do.
But so you want to like get out of that image completely, or are you
I
trying
think
to do
the
that?
thing is, I don't, unless there's some really great writing, like I'm not really challenged by stuff in that genre. Like I think as a performer, I really want to challenge myself. I really want to use my, mind, body when I perform. Like it shouldn't be something that I know is second nature, because then it doesn't feel like I'm really doing any work, and I don't want to kind of walk through my shoot days.
Aishwarya, coming to you, you're romancing an actor like him who has a very different character.
Yeah.
And at the same time, when you met him for the very first time, I really want to know about that interaction. What was your first image about Dulquer?
What was our first meeting? Was it on set?
No, I had met him long back for
On a
Mammootty
flight,
trailer launch. That was the first film that gave me an identity as an actor, that people thought I could be a good actor types.
That
and
film
he was there.
really blew up at that time.
Yeah, for me. That was my second film into. I had met him then. I remember being starstruck and wanting to take a picture but couldn't. And then I think it was on our sets.
I think randomly
In between
on an
something?
airport or
yeah,
flight.
airport, yes. Airports, yes. But this time when I met, especially because I was preparing for the scene and all, I know he's a superstar. But he doesn't have that air around him. He's very, very kind to people. He's very good to his staff. There's this general air of niceness around him and the people that he keeps close. It was very easy to work with him, and I could concentrate on what I should be concentrating on, my work, rather than anything else. So thank you for that, actually. I find it very helpful when people let other people be.
What about you, Shabbir? You're doing a negative character role. You're completely the villain of this movie. But at the same time, sometimes what happens, the villain catches up very well. So what do you have to say on that?
I never said, or neither the trailer spoke, I am doing the villain.
Yeah, guessing
told
so.
you?
Yeah, guessing so. It's a wild guess of all you know.
Yeah, you can try that as much,
But he's not revealing anything about him now.
No, actually, contrary to what people are assuming, there's a great. The major friendship angle of this film is both these characters. It's between Raju and Kannan.
Major bromance.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's more chemistry
it's
here
like the
than-
bromance
Yeah.
kind of a thing happening over
yeah,
here.
it is. It is more of a friendship film, I would say, and it is based on a lot of relationships in the movie and how he goes about the relationships and what happens and all that. So yeah, it is basically more of romance than the villainish thing.
Oh, okay. I was just going to think more of romance than romance.
To all the three, when it comes to content consumption, you know, not only as actors but as individuals, what do you all prefer watching?
I think I watch everything. Because, you know, it's like the
And
beauty.
I can see
the-
that blush on her face, and which is very
No, that is a different thing. That's guilt, not blushing.
Okay.
I'll let him answer.
No, I think the beauty of cinema is there's so much on offer. So depending on your mood, depending on how you're feeling that day, if you need a pick-me-up, you know, you'll watch something funny. If you want to watch something in a group, you'll watch something really massy or commercial or whatever. And sometimes if you're introspecting and you want to watch something intense, so I think I'm very open to watching any kind of content.
What about you?
I mean, unless it's very lazy or something, like it's badly written, like, or some cooked up movie. Those I stay away from. I can call those very quickly.
What about you, Aishwarya?
I've only been watching EC stuff. Emotional dramas I love. Anything with good writing. But basically, right now I've only been watching Big Bang Theory and Modern Family. I'm guilty of it. Like I've only been watching that. Only that. Yeah, for the past 3 months at least.
Okay, and what about you, Shabir?
Pretty
What
much
do you-
everything, and like he said, depends upon the mood and the phase I'm in. Sometimes I keep watching comedy movies. Sometimes I keep watching psychological thrillers, and basically that depends upon the phase and the mood I'm in, and pretty much watch everything. Yeah.
I cannot stand these psychological thrillers, murder mysteries.
I went through
absolutely
this
love it.
major.
Do you get into that characters?
No,
I
I
watched
cannot
Chup and I
stand.
was very scared. I'm not kidding.
No, I was binging a lot of true crime, you know, docus and series. I don't know why. It's like some weird kind of thrill altogether. And I think around that time when Chup came my way, I was like, did I manifest? Did I manifest this film?
It was all manifestation, I must say that. Now, like whenever I like try to critique a film, I am actually like, you know, thinking like, what if Dulquer comes, you know, a character like him, yeah,
Yeah.
literally. But Dulquer, on that matter, you know, on that note, how active are you on social media, and you know, how much do you consume, or you get into all these, you know, sometimes, you know, you have that, you know, happy pace. You're just watching social media, but you're not commenting, but enjoying what is happening over there.
No, I read. I also not for anything else. I think it's important. I mean, you can get affected by the toxicity of it or the negativity of it, but one part of it is kind of keeping your ear on the ground, kind of being in touch with what the audience wants, likes, dislikes, appreciates, don't appreciate. Like personal attacks and stuff, I'm like, that has nothing to do with my work. It's you can dislike somebody for whatever reason. But a lot of the times you can kind of understand the pulse of what the audience is enjoying or liking, or which direction they want to see you go in, what they're appreciating of your efforts as an actor, or you know, your career choices and stuff. So I do have good takeaways from it. So I do keenly sort of read, yeah.
And rest, when it comes to social media, and we were talking about that, you know, recently Rana Daggubati's comment made a lot of, you know, news for that matter.
Right.
What is your take on that?
I mean, it was his statement, so I don't really want to get into it. I'm very fond of everybody, and so those, I feel like I have the greatest like sort of friendships across, you know, co-actors and people in the industry, and I'm quite easygoing. Like I don't really complain. I'm okay. I mean, I think whatever he chose to say, maybe he wasn't thinking, and I think that's why he issued that apology. And he's a dear friend, and I think he was very concerned that, you know, it affected all of us, and he clarified.
What are the things you adapt from your father, for that matter, when it comes to acting? Like recently, I read one such quality was to revisit your work. You know,
Right.
like he revisits and all. Apart from that, you know, what are these qualities which you prefer to take forward with you?
I think he has this incredible passion and love for cinema, and as he's getting older, I'm seeing like I don't think he now cares to prove anything. He has nothing to prove. There isn't anything that he needs to, any mountain he has left to climb, and any material object he desires to buy or whatever. So I think now he's just fully enjoying it just as the art form, and that's kind of liberating, right? I think all of us starting out, we have so many goals that we want to reach. I want to reach this level. I want to reach there. I want to do this kind of cinema. I want this kind of market and opening and digital value and all this nonsense. But sometimes that affects your choices, and then you're not maybe enjoying the art as much. So I think if you lose all of those shackles and you're just doing this for the love of it, all these other things that you're seeking will come.
Also to ask you this question, few other questions to you, but this one is Malayalam cinema has been opening up to a lot of windows,
Yeah.
for that matter, in terms of the kind of releases they have, the romantic movies. Sometimes I watch a lot, I consume a lot. When it comes to budget, you have also spoken about that. Now, do you feel that has changed a lot?
I think with the lockdown and this whole OTT boom, just the number of people consuming Malayalam cinema changed for the better. I think people everywhere started watching our cinema. And in that sense, I think now we have a little more courage to tell slightly bigger. It's so market driven. Like if we are told this kind of story, we can only afford this kind of budget, then we'll kind of figure that out to do it in that kind of budget. But if something changes and markets open up and values go up and they say, hey, you have this much more cushion, and we're not thinking we'll take that home. We're trying to think, how can we now tell the story a little bigger? How do we, at least this is how I think. Like, I want every penny I spend to show on screen, whether it's getting the best actors and technicians and music directors and all of this stuff, or my production design, or shooting it in interesting locations. Like, how do I, penny to penny, like, how do I show all of it on screen? And I'm like, as a producer, that is where I check my wastage. I'm like, if it is on screen, it's not a waste of money. So I think it's so market driven. I think this 2 years of lockdown, when we got so much love from everywhere, so much more inquiries and so much more buyers for our content, I think that opened up things for us. So I think now we are kind of dreaming a little bigger. We do want to tell bigger stories, and also we're encouraged by so many of these films that are traveling across India. Like what you see in Telugu or in Kannada, and I think now we all dream of having some of those films where we get maximum eyeballs, because it's also a cultural representation of Kerala and Malayalam. So I think it is that time has kind of come. I think ours is one of those first few attempts.
And lastly, to all of you, what are your upcoming projects? I am hooked on to Hiriye songs, so I really want to know what's next for you, for that matter.
I have Guns and Gulabs dropping tomorrow. KOK comes a week later. I join the sets of Kanta, which is directed by Selva, who made Hunt for Veerappan. So it's his first sort of big feature direction. It's in Tamil. It's produced by Rana and me together. It's something I'm very excited about. I have a film called Lucky Bhaskar in Telugu by Venki Atluri, and a whole bunch of other interesting things I've lined up which I can't talk about right now.
What about you two?
Mine has not been announced yet, so I'm keeping quiet.
What about you, Shapra?
At the moment, I'm shooting a film called Ranagal. It's a Kannada film. Then I have 3 Tamil movies for release. One is called Birthmark, and another is called The Road, and another is called Dandakaranyam, which is produced by Paranjit. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your lovely time.